Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to another Slime Isekai Memories video. So we just had the oh hi Shuna, the new protection character pack, I guess, come out in the shop. Um if you don't know, it's this one right here. It is $80. It gives you 1200 crystals and this ticket. Now this video is going to be talking about who you should choose for this ticket if you do decide to buy it. Obviously the choice is up to you, and let's just talk about whether it's worth it or not. As you know, currently in the free like general banner, we have up to Earth Benimaru. So up to right here you can pull any of them in the current pool, right? So that's pretty much like 85-90% of this whole thing. So really, the main ones you're looking for are these four right here: Veldora, Toa, Light Shuna, and Space Ramirez. So off the bat, I'm already gonna say I really don't think this ticket is worth it. I definitely think you're better off just saving your money, unless you just want to buy it and you want to get like a random protection unit, then go for it, right? But if you're thinking about whether you should buy it first, probably not. But let's say you do decide to buy it, right? And you're kind of like, or maybe you're thinking about doing it, and you're like, who should I choose, right? Who would be the best decision for my ticket? First, let's just look at the four that you can't get. So, Darkfield Dora is a pretty decent protection unit. What he does, I guess I can just bring this tab over, and I'll just have the audio in the background, and we'll just look at this, right? So here, I'll pull up all of the protection units. So Darkfield Dora, what he does is he increases allies' magic attack by, I think starting base is 20%, or maybe it starts at 10%. And it increases by 5% every time an ally uses battle skills from the start of battle to the end of turn 8 up to a max of 70%. He decreases the skill cost by 20 for Vanguard allies, and he increases your skill cost limit until the end of battle by 45 up to a max of 999. And he leads obviously Dark and Magic. So this skill is what's super unique about him, and it's pretty decent. The Dark 2.0 team, I would say, is still pretty decent. You can churn out like a lot of damage. You have like the Dark Rimuru, Dark Milim is still really good. However, this can get a little tricky sometimes, and he's more built for longer fights, so he's not very usable for shorter fights. He can be, but like you're gonna get more out of him in longer style fights. I still think he's pretty decent. Hasn't like fallen off in my opinion, but obviously we have newer, better protection units than this guy, right? But yeah, that's Darkfield Dora. Next we have Toa. I also realized this is cut a little bit weirdly, but that's whatever. So Toa, what she does, she leads Fire Physical, and she is basically a better Hakuro, right? A better Earth Hakuro, where she changes 3 blue and 3 green to orange. She buffs, or she increases your skill points by 40, and she increases Soul Secret's skill point increase by 50% for 2 turns. So she's really good, literally just a better version of Hakuro. And she's really good for short fights. Her trait is also really nice. You can get an increase in attack at the start of turn if you have 75% or more HP, so it's pretty good there. I would definitely say she is the best out of all of them. Really good for Heroes Jubilee fights. You use her a lot just as a protection support. The fire team is also pretty decent, and yeah, she's just like, if you don't have Frey, you can use like this Toa in shorter events. Just the fact that you get so many skill points, you get the free full orange hand, so basically almost guaranteed an ult, and you also get a skill point increase for 2 turns by 50%. I think she is really good. Just like Vildora hasn't fallen off, she's still really good. I haven't used her as much recently, but she still serves her purpose, and I still think she's a really good protection unit. So next we have Shuna. She leads light magic, and what she does is she increases allies' pierce power and stun strike until the end of battle by 10%, so she's a stacking unit. She increases soul divine protection skill point increase till the end of battle by 100% up to a max of 500%. She increases skill cost limit to the end of battle by 40 up to a max of 999. So she's basically just another stacking unit, but instead of stacking direct attack or something like that, or alt damage like Diablo, she stacks pierce power and stun strike. Now obviously pierce power is just the strength of pierce when you are able to do so, but stun strike is the amount of damage that you do when an opponent is stunned. So if you're stunned, then all the stun strike buffs will come into effect, right? I got lucky with Shuna when I pulled her from the free tickets, and I've used her occasionally, but the thing is her by herself, or the light 3.0 team, whatever you want to call it, by themselves, if you don't have the light Raphael Rimuru, you're not really doing much damage. Let's actually pull him up right here. See what he does, or she, whatever you want to say it, she decreases a single target's secret skill damage resistance by 50%, which is huge. She gives everyone pierce rate. She can stun the enemy guaranteed and increases her own stun strike by 40%. So she is the main DPS unit of the light 3.0 team, and if you don't have her, then you're not really doing much damage with this team, as she becomes kind of worthless. You can supplement the stun strike, you can supplement the stun with like Alice or like Octogram Guy, for example. The problem is that there's no one who can really take advantage of that like the light Raphael. For example, in the Heroes Jubilee of last month, we had a stage where you had to use this team. Like the way you could get like the highest max amount of points, like 1,000,000 points or something, I think, was using this Raphael, stacking as many points as you can with Shuna, and then using all of the Raphael skills, and then just obliterating the spider. I don't have this Raphael, so I used the light luminous that I pulled, and with all the buffs that I could give her, with the amount of stacks that I did with this Shuna, and I stunned, I did the defense down, the alt buff, the light attack buff from luminous, all that, I did nowhere near the amount of damage I did with that people were doing with this Rimuru. Like, I have really good gear on her. She's level 92, obviously not level 100, so she kind of has a ways to go. But she was still decent, right? But she did not even crack anywhere near the surface of how much damage that Rimuru could do. So if you don't have anyone of the light 3.0, then she's kind of useless. Just even by herself, like, this is so situational. If you don't have anything that gives you pierce, this is literally useless. Or something that stuns or pierces, you basically just don't have this, and she just becomes, you get a lot of skill points and skill cost, and blue orbs, and that's it. So yeah, she is okay. She can definitely work when the situation calls for it, but she's pretty niche in my opinion. And lastly, we have not you, Space Ramirez. Now she buffs space and magic attack. And here's what she does. So she increases the secret skill gauge. I think she basically charms. I don't actually know how this works because I don't have her. But she increases all allies space attack by 15% for 3 turns, gives you 40 skill points, and I believe basically like the charm where all of your Vanguard allies will get 45% of their ult gauge up to 3 times when the enemy turn ends. So I don't actually have much experience or any experience with this Ramirez at all. I've never seen anything about her. I don't have her. I never really tried pulling for her, and I can already tell you that she's probably the worst out of all of them. like I've said, I just have not seen any talk about her at all. This is so limited. It's only 15% and it's space attack, so you have to run, pretty much have to run space units. The skill points by 40 is decent, but you already have better units who also do this, like Toa. This is interesting. It can definitely, I think, work sometimes, but having to wait for that can be pretty annoying, I think. And it basically doesn't really give you anything in that turn before your turn ends. So pretty much once you activate Ramirez, this is all you're getting. Once the turn ends, then you get all of that, right? So I think this Ramirez is just almost on the same level as Shuna, maybe a little bit lower because Shuna, when she works really well. Maybe this Ramirez also does the same, but from what I can tell, this Ramirez kind of just sucks. So yeah, those are the 4 units that most people would be focusing on that you can't get from the normal banner. And I would probably say the best choice, if you don't have anyone, would be Toa, then Darkfield Dora, then either one of these two, up to you. Everyone else, I cannot say in good faith that you should choose any of these units, just because you can already pull them from the banner. If it's like you need Watermelon, you could. Watermelon is still really good, or pretty good. Light Shizue is still really good. This Dark Rimuru I think is underrated. He's good in Valor Cup IMO. Space Fedora can be decent. Space Guy I think is still pretty decent. Akudo is also really good. Toa is just a better version of him. But if you don't have Toa, I don't know why you would grab him instead of Toa from here. Earth Benny is okay. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if I had to rank it, I guess Toa, Darkfield Dora, any one of these two, and then if you already have these and you don't really care, or like you want more one of these older units, Milim is good, Shizue and Milim, maybe Guy. Oh, actually, here I'd say Shizue and Milim, then Guy, Dark Space Dora, Dark Rimuru, and then maybe like Earth Benny, Wind Gabiru. I have him. I've never used him. I think he just really sucks. He can maybe work in specific situations, but I think his skill is just very limiting and very meh. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't say in good faith that this ticket is even worth it, but if you decide to buy it and you don't know who to choose, I'll just say the Toa or this Veldora. No one else is really worth it. These two are not, in my opinion, unless you really want them for some reason, or you don't have them, then go ahead. And everyone else you can pull from the general banner. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know down below if you guys decide to buy it, and if so, who did you choose? Yeah, thank you all for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.